You will rob you or be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate!
The Doctor, still trying to figure out how Clara is possible, takes her on her first trip in the TARDIS to the rings of Akhaten. This civilization worships a god, often referred to as Grandfather, who takes offerings of items with personal value. Mary Galel, the Queen of Years, is terrified of getting the song wrong and waking Grandfather from his slumber, but with Clara's pep talk, Mary goes for it anyway and gets it wrong. Well done, Clara. Can the Doctor stop Grandfather, or will he eat the souls of everyone? Let's discuss The Rings of Akhaten, which aired on the 6th of April 2013 and was written by Neil Cross and directed by Farron Blackburn.
I'm Conrad.
And I'm Nick.
And we are the Eyes of Harmony.
Oh. Wake up, listen to us now.
Actually, fall asleep again.
And let our opinions go in your ears and to your soul.
If you have a soul.
Yeah, you might not, and then you'd be really screwed in the situation the Doctor was, because then he'd had nothing to give.
Yeah, it's true.
Take my... Oh, god damn it, I don't got a soul. Actually, then you'd be immortal.
I'll give you somebody else's soul.
Yeah, here you go. That's literally what they do with Mary. Anyway, yeah, so... The Rings of Akhaten. What a split down the fan base this one is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Split between us.
Yeah.
I feel. Because I'm not a fan. In fact, because I didn't remember exactly what I didn't like about the story, so I thought, okay, might enjoy it more this time. Still really don't like it.
Oh, see, I really like it. I'm kind of with the other YouTuber, Mr. TARDIS. He liked this one as well. But yeah, I like this one. Mainly, it was a bit before my birthday, so I'm always in a good mood around then anyway, because I was younger. 50th-year of Doctor Who, so, you know, like, it's just, it really kind of resonated with me well, this one, when I watched it. I know I was in a good mood, so it's kind of, you know, always left that kind of imprint, you know, like, just kind of,
yeah,
you know, like when, your favourite video game might not be the best one in the series, but because of nostalgia, or, you know, what it meant at the time.
Yeah, no,
I
can understand that, but at the same time, for me, I don't remember what I was doing around that point, but I watched the episode and just quite fairly excited after the Bells of St. John, because I was down with that episode in terms of like its writing, but not so much everything around it. I was intrigued to see what they would do next with it, and I was not impressed. It just kind of didn't work in a lot of ways. Some nice bits, but they're only small moments. Like, I'll show you this now. This is my good. This is my bad.
I disagree.
Well,
but no,
I agree with myself.
I respect your opinion, though.
I respect yours.
But you're wrong.
You're more wrong.
I'm just gonna get.
You're much more wrong.
I'm just gonna get the Trump clip up, and just every time you say something wrong.
I'm editing this, so I can do that for you.
Wrong.
I'm editing. I'm in control here.
But I can take it down.
So that I can put it back up.
I can take it down again.
Well, I can put it back up again.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So let's go more chronological.
Okay. So we start off with the most important leaf in human history.
Yeah. Okay.
That was dumb.
One thing I want to point out as bad already. Well, I can admit there are some bad things. The leaf freaking changes between the Bells of St. John and this episode. The leaf in the Bells of St. John is like a maple leaf, okay? It's a lot more spiky. You can see it, like, get a picture up. Then in this one, it's all of a sudden a completely, like, much more rounder leaf, you know? It's like, oh my god, you're like, this is, you know...
It's one episode later.
Guess
they just lost the original leaf.
Yeah, but you can find any leaf that's the same. You could even make a fake one out of paper, for Christ's sake. It's just like... It just gets me, that one, because like they made a big thing, and it was at the end of the episode of Bells of St. John. So in the next, you know,
Yeah, that was.
Anyway, I like the use of Ghost Town and like he's reading the Beano 81.
Yeah, but don't you think Maspis looks a bit creepy in this intro?
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's
the way they shot it, displayed it in particular, like he's just going around stalking these people throughout their entire lives, and Clara
I get why he's doing it.
Yeah, because
he's really confused, and there's he doesn't
you can kind of understand, but at the same time, like
he's still a bit creepy, especially like why did he know?
And how much
all he needed to do was see the parents get together and Clara be born. That's it. Why was he at the part when she was playing football?
And also, how long was he there for? Because like, you see like what I assume are highlights. If he's really trying to find out, who she is, you question how many more times he's gone.
Yeah,
like they presumably didn't show it all. It's kind of creepy. And then the moment it kind of gets me the most in this opening is like, okay, they keep the leaf. Okay, it's a slightly nostalgic thing. They met because of it. Whatever, it's fine. But like, he makes this big fuss about it being the most important leaf in human history. Like, okay, what? Just because two people got together because of a leaf.
In your history.
Yes, exactly.
In your life.
Why are you that egocentric? What does that leave?
I do get that, yeah. I can agree with that.
That is a very stupid line. And it was used again later. Still stupid. Clara hasn't even done anything at this point. Like, the parents don't know that Clara's going to be important. And Clara, when she says later it's the most important leaf in human history, she doesn't notice that she's going to be so important. She just, like, how... You'd assume, like, a leaf at some point in history is something more important. Well, this leaf here made Henry VIII fall over at this point, which made him do this. Perhaps something like that.
Anything.
Surely there's another leaf that's done something important in history anyway. Like,
maybe.
Don't discriminate against leaves. Leaves deserve their chance.
Maybe a leaf hit me in the face, and I spoke to Conrad for the first time because he saw a leaf hat. He did. It's a magical story. Don't ruin it. Anyway, I can agree with that. Though, actually, in the Bells of St. John, there's that. There was the prequel where the Doctor's on the swing, and he's trying to find. He's like trying to find Clara, and then he talks to child Clara. It's like he's seen it quite a few times as a show. It's just a bit weird, really. Yeah, especially the football part. Like, why did he need? Like, what was the point of watching them play football? Though, actually, if you watch it slowly, Matt Smith actually moves his head towards the football to get it hit. It's like, head up! Head up!
It was instincts because of his.
Or it looks more like he purposely trying to get hit by the ball to talk to her. It's just a bit like, why would you? It's just a bit risky, And in the graveyard, I get that one. But then, when he turns away, she is not looking that way.
Yeah, no, she doesn't notice. And then at the end of the
all of a sudden, it's
like,
you were there. Why? And
you were there. And you were there.
And this leaf was there. But yeah, I mean, I did like the actor of the dad and mum. I mean, the mum was actually, like, she looks so, like, kind of, like, the right kind of character who would be Clara's mum, like...
Yeah.
Like, physically, in appearance, she looks like someone who would be Clara's mum.
Yeah.
And, I did really like the scenes with her in, and I liked the all my stars... like phrase, like when something happened, but then he never carried that on with Clara.
No.
Can you really remember her saying it ever again?
No.
I wish they had. That would have been such a good kind of like trait,
Yeah, it's passed on. Yeah.
Like but even throughout, like even if that had been in Hellbent, like her last line or something, like all my stars, like it would have been. Oh, they missed such a good trick there. I think. With having a catchphrase,
about it.
A little catchphrase, I mean, it didn't need to be used in every single episode, but every now and then you'd be like, "There's a catchphrase," and it's like it wasn't an annoying one because it was about her mum, so it added that character trait thing that she still misses her mum, she's doing all these amazing things, her mum's still with her, and I did so actually no, I won't say that now. So then she goes into the TARDIS, and then she asks. I mean, it's quite a fair question. We're going through stuff like, strawberry jams made of strawberries. Is like, well, it's not made of strawberries.
Yeah.
I really love the music when she says, "Oh, something awesome," and it's like, dun 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 dun. It's like, I don't know, like it just like really actually kind of like, yeah, adventure, let's go. It kind of had that kind of magical kind of feeling to it.
Yeah.
And I quite like the realistic thing that, like how she couldn't actually think of anything because she's just been given the choice of everything.
It's a problem I can relate to.
Yeah, it's like, like when sometimes Conrad comes over for a sleeper, I'm like, hey, do you want to watch Doctor Who? They like have a complete collection, so I'm like, which one do you want to watch? Like half an hour later, still no decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I quite like that realistic, that approach of no idea where to go.
Yep.
I mean, you could go to any year. It's so. I don't get how when people, in Doctor Who get given that question, oh, if you could go back to a time, where would you go to? I would not be able to choose.
No. That's...
But I mean, like, I'd say Rings of Akhaten is a pretty awesome place to go to.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So we get
to
to the Rings of Akhaten. The CG is lovely here.
It's
mostly.
Quite nice.
Some parts are a bit off, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Some parts on the moped are a bit off.
Yeah.
And then when they show kind of a Colosseum a bit from far out, it looks a bit like a kind of half-finished version of it.
However, I will say that in terms of visual design, just in general, like this episode does do that pretty well. Just in
I do. That's one thing which really I dig is the world that they build here, and I know that it's a bit slow, okay, and I can respect a lot of people don't like that. I just really loved the world, scenario, and nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happens for a while, and I know that some people don't like that, but I do really like that, because it shows, because we know that there's so many adventures which the Doctor has been on with his companions, and nothing's gone wrong. Like him and Rose were always talking about adventures. Like in Boomtown, they're talking about where they went to this place where the waves just froze. Midway before they crash.
But at the same time, you wouldn't want to see that as an episode.
No, I know, but I like seeing like what they potentially look like, and I like just all the history they really add with it. Like like the currency is something with sentimental value. And
they never explain how you detect.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of that.
Like they just say, it is a sentimental.
I do like it, but I just like the idea, it's like, but I don't know why there's so many different kind of alien breeds, it's kind of a bit confusing why there's such a diversity.
Well, it's because it's, no, that was explained because it was for the, event.
Oh yeah, the other
that was part of the whole, like, system they had alien. And I have to say, actually, all of my positive points for this episode, really, for the most part, are from this opening market scene. So, like, the alien designs are quite nice, quite nicely varied. And the Doctor's line about Kiame before his granddaughter was quite nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That was always nice. Because you can just imagine the first Doctor walking about that, can't you?
Yeah.
Just that always makes you go.
Yeah, that was a nice little thing. But at the same time, while the marketplace looks nice enough, it's also, like, so cramped.
It is very small, isn't it?
Yeah, because and it doesn't feel like there's enough people there, especially when you see the Colosseum later. Because you see some aliens wandering through, and in periods it feels a bit cramped, but every time you're around the Doctor and Clara, there's just literally the market space. So it not only feels rather empty, but considering the amount of space they give it, because they put walls behind everything, wasn't even the purpose of having the walls there, other than, of course, from a general perspective, just to kind of, not hide some of the lighting and stuff. But why were the streets made so cramped like that? We have no indication that those are buildings, but just a wall, just a wall behind everything. And these marketplaces presumably are just for this one festival. So it appears that this place was custom built for this festival, when from all the implications I got, this is supposed to be a place where people lived, and we don't really get that sense. They're just a bunch of isolated marketplaces.
It's a bit of a design flaw, I do get that, but I mean, a lot of it comes down to the amount of money, and this is Doctor Who, and not
Well, true, but there are always ways to kind of, just simply make the buildings behind them buildings, like houses or something.
Like have people inside.
Yeah. No, just make like a window here or something. Just apply to just like a big bunch of flats, not just some wall with custom-built marketplaces, because that doesn't really make sense for the context of the episode.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I can see that. I do like actually when just a bit before when the Doctor he goes, it's a nice story, basically. So he says like the religion's not true. But he says it in such a respectful way, which is so nice, really. It's kind of quite a good lesson of, just respect religions, it's...
Yeah.
It's people are just always trying to prove other people wrong,
Yeah.
It's such a respectful way that he says it. It's a nice story. He doesn't say yes or no, but he says it's a nice story. It's respectful. I do like that. It was quite
that was quite nice.
Good.
And after the marketplace,
so the Doctor just randomly
he just walks off. He just decides, you know what, sod it, I can't be bothered anymore. Yeah.
I guess he was just throwing Clara in the deep end. But anyway,
he doesn't do it to any other companion. He just wanders off for the convenience of the plot. Literally, it's just like
true. Mary, actually, he does. He did that for Karen Gillan as well. Amy, remember, he just leaves the TARDIS and starts talking to the girl, being a bit creepy. He's not very. He's a bit creepy around kids, isn't he? That's
Smith, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So Clara, bumps into Mary, and then she runs off.
See her from a distance,
and the two guys come up, and it's like, "Have you seen her?" Bloody guessing game. Who? The Queen of Years? Have you seen? All you need to say was, "Have you seen the Queen of Years?"
Yeah.
Guys, come on. And then, I'm just kind of. I just don't know why she doesn't go. Yeah, she went that way. There was no reason.
Because I think she could see she was kind of.
No, but if it was the Vigil or the Vigil, whatever, Vigil, the weird kind of underwater looking kind of people who just kind of walk around going, Mary.
Oh yeah.
If it was them, it was them asking, okay. Then I'd understand her going no. But these guys are dressed in the same kind of capes. They could be her parents for all we know, And she just decides to say, "Oh no, I haven't seen her."
I have to ask though, for those weird, what were they called again?
The Vigil, Vigil.
What is the point of them?
Yeah,
to be honest, in the context of the episode, they're pointless, weird, sinister things. They're slightly creepy and wander around in that scene where they're trying to find the Queen of Years, and then later on they appear in the tomb and didn't really do anything. Everything they could do, the other people were doing for them anyway.
The point of them in the story is explained, but I totally agree they are just the most pointless.
Yeah, there's no need for them. Because they're trying to find her when that's already being covered by
Yeah.
Why not get it all sorted within everything?
They appear when the Queen of Years is not willing to do something to keep Grandfather asleep. They're basically antivirus kind of sisters. Every time the Queen of Years is doing something wrong, they step in automatically, even if someone else is trying to fix the problem. That's the way I do it, but they're still a bit naff, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, they are.
There's no need for them to exist. Really, from that description, well, first of all, they didn't explain that properly in the episode.
Yeah, no, they don't.
They're just sort of there. And second off, well, okay, sure, so they kick in every time the Queen of Years is not doing something. Well, surely, if you appointed someone to be the Queen of Years, you would, expect them to, in a way, sort things out on their own. Why do they need people watching over them to do it in the first place?
That is true.
If it's a tradition, surely, they would...
Yeah, I mean, they're just there to be that creepy presence.
Perhaps, they shouldn't have picked a young kid as the Queen of Years. There's one big problem.
The reason why the Queen of Years thing is when the old one dies, the baby who's born on the same day, you pick them. That's what it is. It's just tradition.
Well, sure, I can understand that, but at the same time, surely...
It's a bit of a gamble.
It's a gamble because it's a kid.
Because you don't know that they can sing or not. So what happens if they
don't
can't
know if
sing?
they can sing. And besides from that, they're kids. You don't necessarily know what they're going to do because, well, they're kids. They're
It's their
unpredictable. They
tradition.
wouldn't necessarily do it. Sure, it's a tradition, but like
They've never had
you
a
would
problem
have,
before.
you would have thought, right, that they're in the years because you wouldn't have like. Okay, how often does this event happen exactly? Did they say in the episode?
I can't remember exactly. I think
Because if
it
it's
might
say
be once
yearly,
a year. I think it's once a year.
But then how does she do that when she's a baby?
I guess it must be like every. Well, I guess she looks about 10, so maybe it's every 10 years.
Okay.
But it is lucky that it so happened because what happened if the Queen of Years dies? I guess they just sacrifice a baby's soul then.
I guess.
They're just cruel.
Yeah, but I mean, you would. I mean, I can understand tradition, but sure you would have thought there might be like, I guess some sort of buffer zone for like when they're kids, like
Maybe I guess so.
because like, why isn't there like a I guess in a weird way a deputy Queen of Years as such?
I know. I
So,
guess
like, when
that's
they're
what those.
kids.
I guess that's what those guys who were singing to keep him asleep are. And just every
Well-
time they need to like give him a sleeping pill, which is all those.
Then why do they still
I
make the
guess it's
kids
those
do
offerings. Then I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I'm not gonna like pretend I know the entire like world story, but I mean, in one 45-minute episode, actually, it's only about 43 minutes. It's quite hard to explain everything.
Perhaps this whole thing might have been solved a lot better if they didn't have a huge arena watching this one little kid doing it. Because surely they must understand kids, right? These people, you stick a kid in front of people to do anything, and they're going to be as nervous as heck.
Yeah.
Like, surely, okay, maybe when they're older, fine, have an audience there. But like for this kid, maybe they should have.
Wait, it's 'cause
perhaps
they need to do the offerings with all the.
Well, sure, have the arena still there, but have the kids say, I don't know, slightly onto the right, on top of like a different balcony or something. Like, not in front of all these people, but somewhere else doing the offering, while the people can hear through, say, like a loudspeaker or something. Like, so they can hear everything, but the kid isn't as much pressured.
Yeah.
This is simple things you have to do when you're working
But then
with
it would
kids.
be against tradition, so maybe it would
How would
be
it be
right.
against tradition? When
Because
is,
if they've always done it on that pedestal and they can't change it,
then
maybe
move
they
the
have to
audience.
stand- Yeah, but they've built an entire arena. They're not just going to build another arena. Just
But then
for
you don't have to
one
build another
kid.
arena. But the point, maybe like, because sure there are like other buildings and stuff.
No, if you look from the far out, when there's the far out shot, the arena's at the very edge, and it goes like from the edge of a thing to the edge of a thing, and then there's the thing there, and it's pointing towards the pyramid. So they wouldn't be able to do it any other way. And I mean, all the other Queen of Years have done it before, so I don't know why Mary Galel would be an exception.
I mean, like, well, you don't know how the other Queen of Years did.
Well,
to be
obviously
fair.
they did fine because they're all
Yeah,
still
yeah,
there.
yeah. Some survived to like old age, like presumably because like, the last one died. But of course, we don't really get a backstory of the other Queen of Years, so we don't know,
It was always,
which one's failed.
I got looking a bit deeper into a bit.
Sure, but you kind of they try to build up this lore. If you can kind of pick
Yeah.
it apart and things aren't really explained clearly, when you try to build your own lore, there is an issue.
Yeah, I guess, but then you could probably do that with every single like the Zygon invasion version.
Sure.
So on, so
But it's the
on.
same with anything. You pick into it because you try to imply there's something more, and you try to imply that there's always things happening. It's not the biggest issue with this episode, but I will say that in stories where they didn't do a very good job hiding it as such. Like, they build up this lore and you don't really back it up, or you don't really do enough to cover it up.
I'd say the Vigilant definitely there's flaws behind them, yeah. But I mean the bit where they're not going to break tradition because it's like their religion. That's the laws that they all follow, kind of thing. I would like to say I like the scene where Clara talks to Mary behind the TARDIS. That's a really kind of nice scene, especially when like we get like backstory to Clara, and that's how they should have carried on Clara, like that nice Clara.
Yeah, and I mean, at
Not
some
the
point,
annoying, cocky Clara who thinks she's just God's gift
yeah, it's true.
of Series 9. She was just
And they
genuine
never even
here.
finished like the whole like her backstory thing because like we never really got we never got an explanation for why her mother died.
Yeah.
We never got an explanation for that.
A lot of people think because it's March 5th, 2005, it might have died from autumn.
Could have been, but they never explain.
They never do.
That.
It's annoying.
But they build up. They explain practically everything else about Clara except that.
Yeah, and her dad just kind of disappears.
Yeah, no, he's nowhere. He's just nowhere.
Only in Time of the Doctor, and that's it. That's it. It was they just handled it really wrong. Like, first 2 episodes of Clara were good, and then they just started to kind of lose sight of what she was supposed to be. So I mean, then she sings the song. The thing is, I love music is a massive part of this episode. It's like quite a musical based episode. I really love all the music in this, and I love the idea of like the continuing song. And, like, someone takes on the verse and then carries on singing, and then the next person takes it. I really like that idea of, they're praying and, they're going on and on and on. And that song's
when
been
they
going
say continuing song, it's every 10 years or so continuing song. Like,
no.
There's a guy singing.
Yeah, and they're always singing all the time.
Yeah.
Someone else comes and takes their place. Probably they sing like a day, and then someone else comes in, and then a day, and so on, so on, so on. But then she does like a special song when there's the offerings. The thing is when she gets it wrong, she doesn't really get it wrong.
She doesn't get it wrong, no.
The thing is, she just goes, and all she does is run out of air a bit, but she doesn't, like, sing the wrong lyrics.
How did
she should have
How
sung,
did
like,
they pick
wrong
up that
lyrics.
in particular?
Yeah. She should have just sung some wrong lyrics or something, or just paused and, like, but, like, I just never see it that she's got it wrong.
I don't see it. It's weird because it just suddenly... It's
And
almost
it's
like just suddenly...
You hear, like, the, grand rumbling, and then she goes into a bubble of death from Time of Rani.
Yeah. It kind of floats away.
And I mean, Matt Smith does some really nice speeches in this.
Yeah.
In this, like, he has some really good like lines in this one. They're like first of all, "We don't walk away" one, when they're like going and they're walking, it's like why we wrote, and it's like we never walk away. Like it felt like I love that one. And then the other one later on about when you've got something precious, run into it. Like, he has some really good short speeches in this, which are really good. And then obviously during the long song.
Then the second one I felt kind of came out, not really came out of nowhere, but it just didn't quite. I'm not sure it was quite placed at the right moment.
Yeah,
I
true.
don't think it quite. Yeah,
but I do like we don't walk away.
The first one worked.
I love him actually when he talks about the moped and he goes, she wants to see if you want to rent a moped, and he goes, "Rrr." I just always love when he does that. Yeah, I just randomly love that so much.
But when they go after the Queen of Years, like they get out of the city so because they get to the moped, they talk a bit about exchanging stuff, and she gives the ring.
Yeah,
it's quite precious. But then they immediately get out of the city, and
they're pretty fast, aren't they? Yeah.
I mean, with all these narrow streets and stuff, you would have thought.
I guess it rose up above.
And where would they even launch from? Like,
I think it probably could do a hovery thing.
They never show that. They just show it driving forwards.
Yeah, but I mean,
hover drives forward.
They don't always show everything, They don't always show the TARDIS flying through every single part of its.
No, because we've already known what that does, But they show the hover thing in the middle of a narrow street. You're not just going to drive straight off the edge. And how do you get that?
Or maybe there was an exit. Maybe it was at the edge of a thing, just on a different bit.
Yeah, but we never see that.
You don't need to. You just accept that it got out.
Yeah, but it happened so quickly that it just felt kind of odd. There was 1 minute standing in the middle of the marketplace, next second they're driving out.
I'd say more of a problem would be more the CG than actually the that.
I mean, that doesn't help either.
It was a bit off, wasn't it?
Not that it's on for that long. It's like a brief second, but it is a little off-putting. I will agree.
When Mary, played by Emilia Jones. Yeah, Emilia Jones. When she floats down and then through the doorway, that scream weirdly sounds more like she's laughing out of joy.
Well, she is being kind of...
It's like, wee! It's a weird kind of laugh, but it's more like...
Yeah.
It's like a giggle scream. And yeah, it's like, you're enjoying this too much. I do like the design of Grandfather, though, except his prosthetic hands were a bit too loose. You could see them kind of bending a bit on the window and kind of wobbling a bit. They need to kind of stuff the gaps between his finger and the edge with like cotton wool or something to keep it more firm. That was a problem with the Quill Queen in what was it, Class again. Like that's the problem when you have long prosthetics made out of that soft material. It bends. And he's not really bashing the glass too well when he's using the back of his hands. It looks
well, I guess he kind of can't
a bit
do safety, but it did look a little bit off. Though, that version
Sonic
was kind of
Deus Machina though.
Oh yeah, no,
that is annoying.
It's used like this is the issue because like this is the reason.
It's ridiculously amazing.
Back in the classic series, right? They wrote out the Sonic Screwdriver in the Fifth Doctor era because it was being used to solve too many of their issues. That's why they wrote it out in the first place. I wouldn't agree with that. Just watching the episode before it, I don't think it was used
as much as nowadays. I mean,
no,
the power of
but this episode, had they used it like they do in Rings of Akhaten, I can totally see where they're coming from. It's used to open that door. It's used to hold off all the enemies.
Yeah,
it's like, how does it
really
do that?
overused.
It's not. It's a screwdriver, you know.
They do the line, but basically it's like the notes to open the door changes every 100th of a second or something, but the Sonic managed to latch onto it. Yeah, and weirdly Matt Smith is I'll give it a go, and he kind of runs into the door, slides off it, and then starts sonicking it. It's like, were you trying to bash it down, or what? If it was trying to be a gag, they didn't film it correctly for a gag.
They really did.
They need to do like like a shout in pain kind of thing.
Yeah, something.
But I did like the grandfather. Oh, actually, his speech about only one Mary Galel. That was a really good one about all the atoms coming together. Though it wasn't an exploding sun all those years ago. That's not what the Big Bang was. That was an exploding sun. But there was an explosion, but it wasn't a sun. Okay.
One thing, because in that scene, Clara gets trapped.
Yeah. What?
Why?
How? No, it's more how does she get trapped? I know she's trying to make Galel basically sacrifice everybody else's soul. I get that, she's trying to be heroic and not be an absolute dickhead and go, I don't want to die, blah blah blah, and make everybody else die. So I mean, Mary's being respectable. Well done, Mary, for being a good whatever species you are. I was about to say human being, but she's not.
No, it's not.
So, but where does that purple whatever come from? What is that?
I have no idea. It just comes out of nowhere.
I enjoy this story because of its world and all that, and it's got good speeches and the music. I really I can connect to it, and I do and I liked how they were setting up Clara, and I can really see what Neil Cross was trying to do, and then they just
didn't do anything.
Except in Hyde, where he carried it on because he was good with that. But anyway. Oh god!
And another awkward moment.
There are so many flaws in this, and I'm not going to lie. Where does that purple stuff come from to hold her against the glass?
Also, another thing which kind of bothered me about that scene: the singer who was singing. As soon as he stopped singing after that,
does he kill himself or something, or does he just?
I don't know what he does. That's one thing. And second off, he sums up, makes a big speech. Oh, I'm him, and this is the end.
And the song and the long song finished with me.
That was pointlessly overdone. Why does he need to call out his name? And
I just want to. Well, I guess because he knows that he's a failure. I guess.
True, but it doesn't feel right. And
I know,
where does he go? Does he teleport out?
Yeah,
does
I'm
he
not sure. It's
kill himself? What?
And because the doctor's okay, so I'm guessing he teleported. But
you don't get clarification.
If that's your religion, then you got to die when he comes for your soul. Yeah. Unless he teleported to be somewhere else, but I mean, it's not explained. It's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it really isn't. It really isn't. And then, the way they got out of this is stupid. It's they opened the door through the girl singing. Why didn't she do that earlier? Why doesn't the Queen of Years open the door earlier? Why is that moment that she decides
she didn't want to escape, first of all.
She didn't want to escape, but they convinced her fairly early on, then they just stand there and watch the Doctor slowly, starts to struggle, and the shadowy guys come. Sure, they need to convince her a little bit, but she goes okay pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then it takes ages for her to get to that point to open the door.
And then they get out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's also a very convenient way of opening a door in itself. A bit of singing.
I get that being there though, because their kind of life is singing. I'm fine with that one. The one I just can't let slide is the Sonic overuse. It's just
that
come
doesn't
on.
help either.
Like the door, I can just let, but it's when he's stopping that whatever. Come on.
And then they get outside.
Well,
And
the mummy breaks free, but then it turns out that he's just the alarm clock. Great twist.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
If they hadn't shown the planet in all the Series 7 Next Time trailers.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If they hadn't have shown that, everybody would have been like, "Oh my god, it's the entire freaking sun."
Oh my goodness.
That was impressive. But okay, Conrad's just slowly dying.
Sorry. Carry on. I'll set it myself out.
Yeah, all good. Okay.
Carry on.
You sure? Do you want to get some water?
Carry on. That'll be okay. Carry on.
Okay. Sorry, that was really cruel loss.